Pagetunes Red. From the pages of Pagetunes Magazine Monthly, Number 1, January 2024. Story and artwork by Michael Zeigerlig.
Savage solitude. The roar of the crashing waves drowned out the echoes of the failed mission as the remnants of the chopper sank beneath the tempestuous sea. I, Private James Mercer, clung to a piece of debris, battered and bruised, the sole survivor of the ill-fated expedition. The island loomed ahead, a distant sanctuary that offered both promise and uncertainty. Dragged ashore by the relentless tide, I felt the gritty sand beneath my fingers, the harsh embrace of my new reality. The mission's failure was a bitter pill, but survival demanded my immediate attention. Shivering and disoriented, I assessed my surroundings. The island, a patchwork of dense foliage and rocky outcrops, seemed both daunting and full of potential. The first order of business was securing shelter. Limbs aching, I trudged inland, searching for a suitable location shielded from the elements. By nightfall, a rudimentary lean-to stood against a sturdy rock face, a meager refuge that would have to suffice. The eerie symphony of nocturnal creatures played as I huddled within my makeshift shelter, a survivor's haven against the unknown perils of the night. The morning brought a renewed sense of purpose. Hunger gnawed at my stomach, and the island's resources became my lifeline. Foraging for edible plants and hunting small game became a delicate dance, each cautious step a testament to the primal instincts awakened by necessity. By midday, a small fire crackled at the entrance of my shelter, a beacon of warmth and a deterrent against the encroaching darkness. The island, initially an adversary, began to reveal its secrets as I adapted to its rhythms. The relentless sun bore down, emphasizing the importance of water. A trek inland led me to a freshwater source, a small stream that meandered through the heart of the island. Thirst quenched, I marveled at the delicate balance between survival and the island's untamed beauty. As the sun dipped below the horizon on the third day, I surveyed my modest domain. A shelter, a fire, a freshwater source. I had carved a semblance of order from the chaos of the stranded existence. The island, once a desolate purgatory, now bore the marks of my resilience. In the shadows of night, I listened to the symphony of the island, the sounds of survival, and the echoes of the mission's failure. Wandering through the dense foliage of the island, I stumbled upon a chilling sight, an eerie graveyard of animal corpses. Their mutilated forms bore the signature wounds of a colossal predator, and the air hung heavy with the stench of death. A sinking feeling settled in my gut as I surveyed the scene, realizing the island held secrets far darker than anticipated. I couldn't readily categorize this formidable being. It defied conventional explanations, a creature that existed outside the known realms of nature. Was it a product of some twisted experiment, a mutation beyond comprehension? The boundaries of my understanding blurred, and a creeping unease settled in. A realization struck me. I had to prepare. The impending confrontation with this unfathomable beast required more than survival instincts. It demanded strategy and cunning. The usual categories of prey and predator no longer applied. This was an encounter with an unknown, a challenge beyond the boundaries of my experience. Navigating through the underbrush, I used what little resources the island offered. Clever contraptions and traps took form under my hands, a feeble attempt to defy the looming threat. Rudimentary weapons, a collection of spears, knives, and a bow with makeshift arrows, became my arsenal. In the encroaching night, the distant cries of unknown creatures echoed, creating an eerie symphony as I prepared for the impending clash with the monstrous foe. Hours passed, the sun dipping below the horizon as I waited, my makeshift weapons at the ready. The anticipation hung heavy in the air, and the island seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, the stillness shattered. Faint rustlings turned into guttural growls. The beast was drawing nearer. As the moon cast its pallid glow, The creature emerged from the shadows, a menacing silhouette against the night. Its eyes locked onto mine, and the moment had arrived. The island's stillness shattered as the monstrous predator emerged from the shadows with an unsettling grace. Its silhouette danced in and out of the moonlight, a spectral presence in the night. Towering at a menacing 8 feet, the creature was a behemoth draped in midnight black fur, each step leaving deep imprints in the earth. A shiver ran down my spine as I observed this otherworldly creature. It resembled a werewolf only in the most primal sense. A hulking mass of fur and muscle, a nightmare given form. I, a mere speck in the vastness, now faced a foe of unimaginable proportions. The predator had spotted me, and the harrowing game of survival had begun. The creature's hide, draped in midnight black fur, defied my every attempt to pierce it. I drew my bow with an urgency born of desperation, arrows flying through the air in a rapid succession. Each shot aimed for the creature's vulnerable points, but it moved with an eerie agility, dodging my attempts with supernatural reflexes. The air echoed with the twang of bowstrings and the haunting growls of the relentless predator. Frustration welled within me as my spears and knives met the same fate as the arrows, thwarted by the creature's impervious exterior. Its claws, razor-sharp and gleaming in the moonlight, slashed through the air, leaving me with wounds that pulsed with pain. The dance continued, a macabre struggle against an adversary that seemed immune to the limitations of mortality. The monster's strength was overwhelming, and I found myself thrown aside like a rag doll, the impact reverberating through every bone in my body. Blood stained the ground as the creature's claws found their mark, cutting through flesh and fabric. The scent of iron filled the air, a visceral reminder of the battle's brutality. Desperation reached its peak, and in a stroke of quick thinking, I initiated a daring gambit. Luring the beast toward one of my traps became the only option for survival. The wooden cage strained against its fury, the creature momentarily ensnared. Even within the confines of the wooden cage, my attempts to pierce the monster were unsuccessful. The resilience of its hide persisted. My efforts were in vain. A chill ran down my spine, a whisper of the unnatural echoing in the night. Gasping for breath, battered and bloodied, I seized the opportunity to flee into the night, leaving the creature ensnared but far from vanquished. The echoes of our struggle lingered in the night, a testament to the fine line between survival and surrender. The island's mysteries beckoned me forward. In the distance, a concrete structure concealed within the dense foliage hinted at secrets darker than the night itself. Venturing deeper, propelled by the instinct for survival and the need to escape the relentless pursuit of the monstrous predator, the abandoned structure loomed ahead. It was obscured by thick foliage and the weight of untold horrors, and each step toward its entrance felt like a descent into the unknown. Crossing the threshold, the structure revealed its secrets: equipment in disarray, dimly lit corridors, and a lingering stench of desperation. Data consoles flickered sporadically, offering glimpses into an experiment gone awry. The island wasn't just a deserted land, it was a canvas for the grotesque results of humanity's unchecked ambitions. I hastily closed the massive metal door, and amid the abandoned apparatus, I contemplated my next move. The distant roar of the monster reverberated through the lab, a reminder that time was a luxury I could ill afford. My senses heightened. I ventured deeper into the lab, passing rooms filled with the remnants of failed experiments. Horribly slain corpses littered the floor, their scientist coats stained with blood, alongside the lifeless forms of 2 military figures. Several firearms lay scattered, but the cruel irony revealed itself. No ammunition remained. The air was thick with an unsettling mix of chemicals and decay. Among the discarded horrors, I stumbled upon a revelation: a stack of files detailing the experiment's progression, the scientists involved, and the disastrous outcomes. The monster's roars outside grew louder, its frustration palpable through the metal door. It was a constant reminder that time was running out, that the choices I made within this forsaken laboratory held the key to my survival. As I delved further into the darkened corridors, my gaze fell upon a row of holding cells. In one of them, a creature stirred, an unsettling amalgamation of nature and unnatural experimentation. It mirrored the one that had pursued me, and the realization struck with a weight that settled in the pit of my stomach. Amid the abandoned apparatus, a stack of syringes caught my eye. The lab's secrets were laid bare. The metal door groaned under the relentless assault of the creature outside. As I navigated the labyrinthine passages, the flickering consoles cast intermittent shadows, revealing glimpses of the military experiment's grim narrative. The island, once a haven of isolation, had become a breeding ground for horrors, creatures born out of scientific hubris. The files in hand painted a chilling picture of the experiment's progression and the individuals responsible. The scientists' notes hinted at the moral degeneration that had driven them to unleash these monstrous entities, all in the name of military advancement. The moral fabric of the experiment, unraveling, echoed through the darkened halls. The creature's roars reached a crescendo, a symphony of impending doom that reverberated through the corroded walls. The decision lay before me: the claws of the monster, or an uncertain transformation. With the metallic door strained to its limits, I faced the unnerving choice. The syringes clutched in my hand. The decision to inject myself with the mysterious serum weighed heavily on my mind. I hesitated, torn between embracing the unknown transformation or facing the creature's claws as a mere man. The possibility of losing my humanity lingered in the shadows of doubt. Would surviving in this altered state, akin to the very creature hunting me, be a life worth living? The chilling thought of surrendering to a fate intertwined with the monstrous essence that haunted the island filled my mind. What cost would this survival exact from the core of my being? As I stood there, the weight of the decision pressed upon me, the syringes a tangible embodiment of a choice that transcended the immediate conflict. In that pivotal moment, I found myself torn between the desperate desire to cling to my humanity and the haunting allure of a transformation that could, perhaps, secure my survival on this desolate island.
If you've been captivated by the magic of this audiobook, here's how you can immerse yourself even further and support the creation of more enthralling tales for your enjoyment. Unlock the ultimate listening journey with a yearly subscription on Pagetunes.com. No interruptions, ad-free, and exclusive access to the full library of audiobooks and ebooks. Download and enjoy captivating stories offline, anytime, anywhere. Whether through subscription or individual purchases, you play a vital role in bringing more enchanting stories to life. Explore the merch store, from cozy hoodies to stylish mugs and much more. Every purchase directly contributes to crafting more enchanting tales for your pleasure. Thank you, and happy listening.